What's up, man? You were wondering, huh?
I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, I had to put the kid down and get ready to go. But we are here for Talking Paranormal, episode number 33, the number of the Freemasons.
Bro, I'm just going to put it out there. Thank you to StreamYard for adding the headers because I feel like it's a great thing.
It is a great thing. I'm excited. Um, we don't get too many comments on our videos, but we did get a comment, and I feel like it was directed at me. And
Uh-oh.
it was they told me to stop saying and I took offense to that. And
How dare they? Do you know how many hundreds of hours of podcasts we have done?
Man,
is the perfect filler. They just need to, okay?
I mean, they don't want to know the other words that I use for fillers. But I was like, yeah, I say a lot, and I'm going to continue to say So eat your heart out. Today, on this episode, we're talking about clones and doppelgangers. There is a clone theory out there. Matt, how much do you know about these theories about celebrity clones and things like that?
I've heard clones. I heard Taylor Swift's the clone of a leader of the Satanic Church.
Yeah.
I've heard that Biden has been swapped out with multiple body doubles that are allegedly clones, but their faces are all different.
Interesting.
Let's see here. Many top A-list celebrities have several different. I'm trying to think of the right word here. Photos of old-time individuals.
Yeah.
That look an awful lot like them. So, yeah, I'm leaning towards it's possible. It's 1,000% maybe.
It is 1,000% maybe. Man, it's tough for me because on the surface of things, the skeptic in me is going, you already talked about meeting your doppelganger. I'm sure I've got a couple out there. You know what I mean? So I did find some information, and it's pretty crazy that it's almost guaranteed that you have a doppelganger out there unless you have some really strange facial features.
Which really speaks to me of the fact that everybody on the planet shares a common ancestor. Or two.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So, real quick though, we are not sponsored in any way, shape, or form by Dr. Pepper. But Dr. Pepper, strawberries and cream.
What?
Dude,
what kind of southern Arkansas shit is that?
How fucking dare you, for one? Secondly, it's delicious.
Is it really?
You remember those strawberry hard candies, the cream savers?
Yes.
Bro, tastes just like them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep. There's a zero sugar option. My fat ass did not go for it, but
oh, that's all right. I haven't seen that in the stores yet, so.
Yeah, well, get on my level, dude. Making fun of Arkansas, we got cool shit.
So scientifically, I would say that there's a high probability that we all have a look-alike out there. However,
yeah,
it's very interesting to me that so many celebrities have doppelgangers from the past, it seems.
Keanu Reeves, Anne Hathaway, Nicolas Cage, Anne Hathaway's husband, I believe.
Yep.
Looks and then
bro, man, we got clips tonight. We got
there's several. I mean, this is one of my favorite subjects. Like I'm all about it. In fact, this was my idea of an episode. Because I was like, yes.
Well, there's a statistic out there that it's like I believe one of these clips will say the statistic, and it's crazy to think that if that is indeed the statistic, the fact that people have found pictures of people that look almost identical to these folks is insane. But then, we have some clips of some celebrities talking about clones. And there's people out there that are probably like, human cloning doesn't exist.
Bro, they talked about cloning so damn much. And then they hit a certain point in the technology, and then you never hear about it talked about again in mainstream media.
And there's a reason for it.
Like, here you go. Here's some National Geographic for you. It's a world famous, like one of the top producing cutting horse sires of all time.
Okay.
He went sterile randomly. Just went nothing.
Okay.
No swimmers in the tank. They cloned him and started using the clone for breeding because the clone was not sterile.
Interesting.
And so then people started getting into an argument of, well, then do they technically count at those points and those dollar amounts? Because the higher the dollar amount that his offspring wins, the higher his stud fee goes. But the problem is, do they count it under the original horse, or do they count it under the clone who should be? And they're arguing it should be a different name and registration and everything.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yep.
Thank you to everybody that showed up in the chat. Appreciate you.
Welcome back, guys.
Yeah, this topic it's highly controversial because I have a couple of very popular celebrities that have allegedly been cloned. And the clips, we've got a lot of them tonight, just because I thought it was important to show, how much, especially when you hear the statistic about the odds of running into or finding your doppelganger.
Right.
It's just so interesting to me that so many of these pictures have been found, or that people have, linked these famous figures in the past to famous figures of today. And then later on in the clips, we have a former president actually acknowledging that human cloning has begun, and that they were trying to, curb. They're basically trying to regulate it because, these private companies.
Oh yeah.
When they get that technology, they run with it. You know
Bro,
what I mean?
they're talking about having the woolly mammoth fully reintroduced into the wild by 2024.
Oh yeah.
It's like next fucking year.
Yeah.
We're supposed to have woolly mammoths again.
Woolly mammoths again.
There are literally 6 movies about how this is a bad idea.
Yeah. I heard that they're gonna populate the Yukon with them.
Yeah, they're testing to see what the introduction to megafauna will have on the environment, and they're predicting it will rejuvenate the environment.
They are. They're thinking that it may actually reverse some of the global warming, which, hey, my question is can we eat these things? If we can clone them, then
our ancestors made a great mini hunting trip.
Well, I told you about the guy who found that woolly mammoth, or they found those woolly mammoths, and they were eating like woolly mammoth steaks that had been frozen in ice, which I thought was absolutely bonkers. But, people are crazy. So,
I mean, if you're out there and you're hungry,
it's just, I don't know what to believe with these clones, but, you have to understand that with some of these celebrities, you think, okay, maybe they, like, for instance, one of the celebrities we're going to be talking about tonight is Avril Lavigne. It's she's in that conspiracy world where people believe that she committed the big bad S word, and that they had a doppelganger take her place. Maybe not even that she was cloned. Maybe they just found a lookalike.
The standing rumor I've always heard was a body double. They'd have a body double take her spot. And you know what? It's not that far fetched for me. Like when you think about the Avril Lavigne that came around when we were younger, like skater chick, anti-establishment for girls and stuff like that, and fast forward to the Avril Lavigne we have now, who's had a boob job, like showing off, and wears pink and girly stuff, and like does more pop music now than actual her little indie rocker vibe. I mean, it's not that far fetched for me.
It's not that far fetched, and skeptics will tell you, well, she's matured. Obviously she's going to get a little bit different, and maybe she'll grow into her womanhood. I don't know.
We understand she's almost 40, right? Like she matured a long time ago.
Yeah. For me, the facial features is what drives me. And when you were talking about Joe Biden and I was looking into it a little bit deeper, I was like, holy shit, there may be something here.
It's in the face, man. A lot of people, if you get somebody that looks just close enough, the general public's not going to say no because they don't want to believe something bad happened.
The only way Joe Biden's face would deteriorate like it has in the amount of time that it has is if he lost his supply of blood and he hasn't been drinking blood like the rest of them. That's
I mean,
the only thing I can think of.
They probably cut him off. They're like, you're shit-faced, you're hammered, you're out there going,
yeah, we're not going to waste our good blood on you, dude. Like, go drink from somebody else.
Bring in the goat's blood.
But we do have some videos towards the end about him. But let's get into these clips. This first one's a little bit long, but I believe it's the one that talks about
hold
some
on,
numbers and stuff.
1 second, that real fast. Do clones have souls? You know what? That depends on what your definition of a soul is, my dude. In all honesty, like my general thoughts on souls is your soul is your consciousness. So really, your mind, in my opinion, your mind is your soul. It's I mean, because the brain controls everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everybody likes to be like, well, your brain's inside you. No, your brain is in a skeleton encased in a skull. You yourself are encased in a skull in a flesh mech suit. And that's just badass in how I look at it. I mean, I mean, it just depends on your own personal definition of a soul. Like, could a soul be copied? Sure. I think so. If your brain's copied through your DNA, then your soul's copied. I mean, but there's also not a guarantee that consciousness is going to have the same personality.
I would say that clones do indeed have souls. However, let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Avril Lavigne, the original, is dead, and this girl Melissa did take her place.
Yep.
Let's not forget about MK Ultra.
Yeah.
And that she could be totally like, maybe she gets the job and she's like, all right, cool. After a while, you'd think that eventually she's going to be like, look, I'm not going to spend the rest of my life pretending to be somebody else. You know, eventually somebody, if this is true, and there's a lot of celebrities that have been cloned, one of them's got to crack eventually, right?
I mean, you'd be amazed what I would do for millions of dollars.
I mean,
annually.
I suppose it's possible, but then again, you don't want one of these clones to get, to go off record. So you're gonna MK Ultra them, and you're gonna hypnotize them and mind control them so that they do believe that they're Avril Lavigne.
You think they don't got a standby in case like one of these things cracks? Hell no, dude. They got vast of these dudes just hanging out waiting.
I don't even think that. I think that they just mind control them, and that they're controlled. And then that's how. I mean, there's so much money at play.
Like, look at Kanye.
You're talking about millions of dollars.
Kanye walking around right now? Nah, they swapped him out.
No, I think the crazy one is the original. And
yeah,
I think that he's the one who, they probably thought they had him, but it's like certain people can be hypnotized and certain people can't.
Like they gave him the Kardashian, and he was like, "This will hold him down for a while," and he's like, "No."
Kanye was just one of those outliers, that doesn't like to play by the rules, and they should have saw that coming, if that is the case. But
the dude did an entire rap album through a wired jaw. I'm just saying he was built different.
He's definitely built different. Kanye is, and he talks about being cloned. Funny enough, I believe one of these clips is actually Kanye. So let's get into these clips. This first one's a little bit longer than the rest, so this one's like 3 minutes long. Let's check it out. It's more like documentary based. So you'll see what I'm talking about when I play it, if this is the clip that I'm thinking it is.
Don't act completely the same.
Neve, tell me about the time.
Okay, before I continue that clip, I just want to say that we are going to get into the celebrity stuff, but I thought this was pertinent, and that it proves that, hey, even regular people have those doppelgangers. So are these just doppelgangers from time, or are they clones? I guess we'll have to make that determination at the end of the show.
Don't act completely the same.
Neve, tell me about the time you met your second doppelganger.
So Louisa was my second doppelganger.
Oh my God.
And I flew over to Italy to meet her.
So great to meet you and meet your face. We have this thing in our cheek here, this little line.
Here and here.
Oh, it's a very strange experience to find yourself in, meeting someone that looks like you.
What about your third doppelganger?
My third doppelganger, Irene, came, I think, 2 or 3 months later.
Is it unsettling?
It's unsettling, but it's amazing.
Hi! Oh my God, this is crazy. Oh my God, come here.
So weird.
And it really kicks you back a notch because you think you're special and unique and there's no one in the world that's like you. And then you meet someone who looks, you know, identical to you, and then you realize, oh, you're not as unique as you thought you were.
It's a puzzling human phenomenon. Lookalikes like John and Neil, Neve and her 3 doppelgangers are more common than you might think. In fact, it's said that most of us have at least one dead ringer out there somewhere.
How do you explain it?
So far, there is no explanation for it.
But could there be a scientific reason, something deep in our DNA, that solves the mystery? Sarah and Shannon look remarkably similar, but as far as they know, they're not blood relatives.
The experience of actually meeting someone that you would consider to be a doppelganger, what does it feel like?
Well, for me, it feels like you know them.
Yeah, same actually.
It's like a stranger, but you know them. So you can trust them because they look like you, which is probably bad, but do you know what I mean? But like, there was no awkwardness ever. You're such a good jawline. It's actually so unfair.
You're a lot more outgoing and social.
Yeah, I think it's a Swedish thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not just that.
No. Yeah, I'd be quite social, and Sarah's very quiet. Like,
Poor old Sarah can't get a word in.
no. But like, we'd walk down the street and I'd be like, hi. Oh, hi. And she's like, why are you talking to strangers? Like, I'm just saying hi. She's like, you don't do that, do you?
Yeah.
I think it's an Irish thing, though. I'd be going, hi.
Shannon and Sarah wanted to know how 2 people born thousands of kilometres apart could look so alike. There had to be an explanation, so they decided to take part in a doppelgangers study.
So who's who?
Headed by genetics professor Tim Spector at King's College in London.
You actually believe from a scientific perspective that everyone has one, that there's a doppelganger out there for each of us?
Depending on how you define a doppelganger, yes. It's kind of weird when you think about it. We do have some other twins.
Okay, so that wasn't the clip that talked about the statistics, but it's like the statistic of finding somebody that looks exactly like you. Now, of course, those people they weren't like identical twins.
Right.
But you know, the Obama one, the Trump one, I was like, okay. I mean, easily could be stand-ins for one another. You know what I mean? But the odds of finding somebody that looks exactly like you was like 1 in a trillion or something insane. I was like, wow.
Well, think about how many movies have been made about a doppelganger and their doppelganger switching places.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Countless.
Yeah.
Countless.
I'm challenging everybody right now to find my doppelganger and Matt's doppelganger.
I think my doppelganger's doing a time. So
my wife and I both think you look like Will Sasso.
who the fuck's Will Sasso?
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Is that the fat dude from Mad TV or whatever?
Maybe it's from Mad TV. There's definitely. Hold on.
Oh, here we go. All right, let's see it.
Let me see if I can find a good one. It's kind of tough because he has different looks, but
everybody in the audience, get ready to weigh in.
I gotta find a good one that actually looks like Matt. This might be tough. Let me get back to you on that one.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No, they're definitely. I'm trying to find one where it's like, holy shit, he looks just like Matt. I'm looking for one with him with glasses on.
Is that why your wife loves me? She thinks I'm a celebrity.
Maybe I don't know. God, if I could just find a good one, damn it.
I have no money. So I've realized something today.
Okay.
That I have a friend who just keeps me humble because I realize now that no matter what I do, I will never be as well known as him. And it keeps me humble, keeps me focused.
Okay.
I have some wheels I've been looking at, and I've been following the company for a long time.
Okay.
And today they go, our good buddy Fleetwoodville sent us this from a shop in Oklahoma. And I was like, motherfuck. Everybody knows this guy.
Fleetwoodville.
Yeah. That's his Instagram name.
I'm trying to think if I know who he is.
Bro, if I swear to God, if you come up and be like, oh, I know Fleetwood, I'm gonna lose my shit.
I don't think I do.
I will lose my shit.
Fleetwoodville. It sounds familiar. He must be in the truck world.
Yeah, he is in the truck world.
Okay. Interesting.
Used to shoot for mini trucking and stuff like that.
I'm gonna find one that looks like you, I swear.
So chat, I did smoked drumsticks today, and I was teasing Chris with a bunch of pictures of them. I've not tried them yet because we had date night, and I just shut the fuck up right now. And that is the dude from Mad TV. Yes,
It is. Yeah. Oh god.
You know what? Fine.
I mean, come on. That's damn near Big Block. If we could just put some glasses on him. All right, I'll stop teasing.
You know what, Chris? We're gonna. This is what we wanted to do. You want to fight this episode?
Good luck finding mine.
Oh, bet.
Don't you dare look up Mexicans with Asian eyes or anything like that.
Damn it! I was gonna pull up fucking Pedro from.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's something to the doppelganger thing, and when you get millions of people on the internet, people are gonna find pictures that look like celebrities and be like, "Look at this," and some of them, like the Keanu Reeves one, they had a lot where I was like, "That doesn't look like Keanu."
No, there was some where you could definitely tell they were stretching.
For sure. But let's watch a couple of these other ones. Now we're gonna get into some celebrity ones, and there may be some repeats in here, but I mean it's pretty uncanny with some of these.
This is so freaky.
That's one of them.
I hate when people use that sound.
I do too. It's like the sound of TikTok, at least in the paranormal shit.
Yeah,
and the
I know.
conspiracy stuff. It is the sound they use.
Stones from the sky.
The Peter Dinklage one was like, holy shit.
Now, the Bruce Willis one, that one looked like just a doctored up photo of Bruce Willis from something else.
Could be. Could very well be. Here's some more.
Celebrity doppelgangers from the past.
I always look at the ears and the hairline. For some reason, I'm always like, that kind of triggers me sometimes when I'm looking at those pictures. I'm like, okay, the hairline's pretty similar. The ears are pretty similar. But it seems like the ear is the variable, the ears.
Yeah.
Like the one of Nicolas Cage, it's like his ear was sticking out on the old-timey picture. And like the new one, it's almost like his ear's pinned back, almost like, all right, just to curb the curb people from finding out that I am a vampire from the past. I'm going to pin this ear.
Bro, I can't wait for his next movie to come out.
It looks good, right?
Yeah.
All right, here's another one that shows like blocks of celebrities.
I'm a star, I know you hate that. Nothing you can say is gonna change that. Look, if I don't know you, but you know me, you should get a name tag. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you, man? Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Yeah, I know you know me, but who the fuck are you? I'm probably coming off a little arrogant. See the man in the mirror like, what the fuck you staring at? You taking yourself too serious, and I think it's a...
When you put them side by side like that, then you're like, okay. A lot of those people I didn't even know, but
I will say right now, Rashida Jones is a bad one. I do love me a funny gal.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, let me see here. Where were we at? Here's the Avril Lavigne.
The Avril Lavigne clone conspiracy theory is a conspiracy theory stating that singer Avril Lavigne died in 2003, shortly after the release of her album, Let Go, and was replaced by a body double named Melissa Vandella. Evidence used to support the theory include changes in Lavigne's appearance after 2003, and supposed subliminal messaging in her follow-up effort, Under My Skin, and a photoshoot in which Lavigne has the name Melissa written on her hand. The origins of the theory can be traced back to a 2011 Brazilian blog, Avril is Dead, which led to conversations on internet forums sharing supposed evidence of Lavigne's replacement. Lavigne herself has denied the theory on multiple times.
She has addressed it, and she kind of like laughs it off a little bit. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to think. Could you imagine? Could you imagine being Avril Lavigne and say she's not cloned, she doesn't have a body double,
Yeah.
and there's rumors out there? How insulting is that? You know what I mean? It's
You know
like,
what though? I would have fun with it.
would you fuck with people a little bit?
I would fuck with people a little bit. Like not answer anything one day except Melissa. You know what I mean? Or like something like I would just.
Yeah, I mean,
why not have fun with it? Be like, Avril, what are you doing? I'm Melissa, and then just watch the internet melt down.
yeah, I mean, okay, that's funny. This next one, this is a popular one that I don't hear talked about enough.
Okay.
But I'm curious to see what your thoughts are, Matt, or if you've heard of this.
This is Paul McCartney. Or is it? According to a lot of really big Beatles fans, the real Paul is over here on this side, all of those guys, and then fake Paul is over here. So what could possibly happen to where we would need to replace Paul with a fake Paul? Well, allegedly, the real Paul died in a car accident in November of 1966. The band decided to cover the whole thing up and replace him with fake Paul, who's over on this side. As usual when these types of things happened, we have been left clues. The first one of which, notice how Paul is out of step with the rest of his band members. The three real band members all have their left foot in front, while Paul is the only one who has his right foot in front. Paul is also holding a cigarette with his right hand, even though original Paul was left-handed, and it was a well-known fact. And then there's the Volkswagen that I circled there on the album cover. The license plate, as you can see, I blew it up over here for you, says 28 if. 28 is the age that Paul McCartney would have been had he survived the car accident and been there with all of them. And honestly, I think there's even more to it than that. Like, you could probably research and go down that rabbit hole for hours. So I don't know. After hearing that, is that Paul McCartney or is he an imposter?
Imposter-er?
I know, yeah.
Blew your whole argument out of the water, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Is he an imposter-er? You mean imposter? It's not an extra
Yeah.
Easy there, Tiger Lady.
She kind of threw her argument out the window, didn't she?
God dang, it's so sound too until imposter-er.
That's That's one of those things that skeptics love. They're like, "You're gonna listen to this shit?"
Oh, I know. Like, if you're gonna release a video about some of this shit, you gotta be on point.
Okay. Let's see here. What else do we got? Here we go.
Do you know that celebrity cloning programs are a thing? Check this out.
How do you do it? I look on Twitter, there you are. Facebook, there you are. Television, there you are. How do you do it?
I have a clone.
I was going to say that. There's 2 of you.
Cat's out the bag, okay? It's about a good 3 of me. We broke it. They didn't want to release it yet. This is major news that I'm giving you. All right. I'm the first person to ever use it. I'm cloned. I'm cloned. I'm cloned.
Now, that clip is played off as a joke, but that's kind of the thing. They joke around and they put it in plain sight. Also, you could see the aftermath of the car crash that Kevin Hart was in. First of all, how did he survive that? Second of all, how did he recover from his broken back within months? He told you in that clip. Let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure you like this video and follow me for more. I'm gonna wake up. Stay blessed.
I mean, did you see the CUDA that got wrecked with Kevin Hart in it?
I saw it, but here's the thing. I know many of folks that like broke their back or broke their spine or
Sure.
neck, and they're still walking around. Like people are like, "Oh, my God, you broke your back." A broken back or neck does not automatically equal paralyzed.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's what I thought growing up. I was like, "Oh, you broke your neck? How are you walking around? You should be paralyzed." Because I mean, that's what you're led to think.
Well, Kevin Hart's also short, and even if you took the roof off that CUDA,
His little midget ass is still down in there.
you're gonna be all right. You know?
He's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that doesn't hold water. I mean, they are correct. That was a horrific accident and almost ruined Speedcore as a company until Kevin Hart bought another car from them like a month later.
You can't blame them for your negligence and stupidity.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame them for putting somebody that had no right to be behind the wheel of that car.
Man, I talk about it all the time. They sell these cars that are so powerful, most people have no idea how to drive them.
The average everyday person does not need 700 horses or more. That's just it's just proven. It's proven.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Now, I will say this, though. Without them selling these people those cars, we wouldn't have people getting absolutely wrecked at takeovers when they get too close to them darn things.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, Matt.
Did you just play me off? Go ahead. Play the video.
I was just waiting for you to talk so I could play the next one.
I fucking knew it. That's why I didn't say shit.
It's not too far. Hold on. It's not too far fetched to think that perhaps that's how Hollywood works. You know what I mean? If you look like somebody that's famous, hey, let's bring them in. They're going to be famous too. when it works once, it's going to work twice, right?
Right. I was going to say, Daniel Radcliffe actually acknowledges the fact of how often he gets confused for Elijah Wood.
That's funny.
And he'll just go along with it. He goes, who am I to wreck their day?
Oh. Yeah, so I just don't know. I with the celebrities, I'm kind of like, I really don't care that much. I'm
not that invested in it, really. Like, it's a fascinating subject for me. But,
It is.
I mean, I give two shits if they're cloning these people. You know what I mean? Unless an army of, like, Brad Pitt tries to take over the country. Then I might be upset. But, I mean, as of right now, dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah. Hey, leave some ladies for the rest of us, Brad.
Yeah.
Where I start worrying is when they start cloning presidents and stuff.
Yeah, that is worrisome.
That's where shit gets weird. Or when presidents acknowledge that human cloning does in fact exist and that it's so successful that they have to start curbing the research and stuff that's done, and they have to start regulating it. And I ran across this clip right here.
Good morning. Would it be possible to clone? Our administration believes that there are loopholes that could allow the cloning of human beings if the technology were developed. Therefore, today I am issuing a directive that bans the use of any federal funds for any cloning of human beings. Effective immediately, no federal agency may support, fund, or undertake such activity. Of course, a great deal of research and activity in this area is supported by private funds. That is why I am urging the entire scientific and medical community, every foundation, every university, every industry that supports work in this area, to heed the federal government's example. I'm asking for a voluntary moratorium on the cloning of human beings until our Bioethics Advisory Commission and our entire nation have had a real chance to understand and debate the profound ethical implications of the latest advances. As we gain a fuller understanding of this technology, we must proceed not just with caution, but also with a conscience. By insisting that not a single taxpayer dollar supports human cloning, and by urging a moratorium on all private research in this area, we can ensure that as we move forward on this issue, we weigh the concerns of faith and family and philosophy and values, not merely of science alone. Thank you very much.
Funny speech coming from a dude that uses cigars in interesting ways.
Yeah, no. When they're saying, "Hey, don't do that shit," and we don't want you to do that shit, that means they're doing it. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. I don't know. The government does some really shady shit through privatized corporations and stuff. So
yeah,
with him going no federal fund, like, okay, dude, like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, he made a point to say no federal money is going towards this, and we're being like, don't do that to you private guys. Yeah, it's like
I don't know. There's a couple key phrases in there where I'm like, sometimes you got to read between the lines, and sometimes they say the exact opposite of what actually happens. You know what I mean? It's like, you mean to tell me that the government has never? I mean, that for a long time they said Area 51 doesn't exist. For a long time they said so many things that they've said, that has been complete bullshit. So
yeah,
when they talk, it's like, can you believe them? Especially when a guy like this talks.
One of these things is not like the others. One of these things doesn't belong. Can you tell which thing is not like the other by the time I finish this song?
I mean, I'm with you, man. I don't think
that ain't Joe Biden.
One's Joe Biden and one's Joe Biden. I don't know. Here's another one. They plucked some poor old white man from a nursing home, MK Ultra'd his ass, and now he's the president of the United
They
States.
gave him robot legs.
Oh man. But as soon as you said that last week, I was like, really? I had never heard of that conspiracy. And the more I dug, the more I was like, holy shit.
I told
This
you,
can't be
man.
the same guy.
No,
Can't
we're
be
on
the
like
same guy.
we're on Biden like 5.0, and instead of upgrading, they just keep going down.
My God. I just, you know, it's scary when the government, like when it's something that blatant.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, how could they not think, especially with the internet and so many conspiracy people out there, how could they not think that we would point that shit out? And who would look at those two guys and go, that's the same guy?
Bro, they honestly think we're so dumb we're not going to notice.
I just can't believe, I cannot believe that they think we're that dumb. Or is it they think that anybody who's going to get involved in saying that is going to be regarded as a fucking psycho conspiracy guy?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
I don't know, man. That one is just so. I mean, let me ask the chat. For those of you in the chat, do you believe that Joe Biden, the president of the United States, is the original Joe Biden? After seeing that, I don't know. Doesn't look like the same guy to me. The nose, the whole facial structure is just not.
It's not there,
the same.
man.
It's not the same. Like I said, they went and got some poor old white dude from a nursing home and MK Ultra'd his ass.
Oh yeah.
Period. So I don't know. Are they cloning celebrities? Maybe. Are they just so happens that many celebrities that look like each other, just one of them, whoever got in second, got in because they look like the other celebrity?
Well, they gotta have the A-lister and the B-lister.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how you get your ROI, really.
Yeah, and it's if you're combing through pictures from the past, I'm sure you're gonna find somebody who looks like somebody. You know what I mean? There's so many people on Earth that it's almost an impossibility to not have somebody that looks enough like you where you could put pictures of them next to each other and go, hey, these guys look exactly alike. So,
but like I said, man, I feel like, I mean, doppelgangers are out there. I've met mine. You haven't found yours yet. You will. It's a magical moment. I mean, I truly believe we're silly if we think nobody's cloning people.
To what extent, though?
Well, here's the thing, though. A lot of folks like to pretend that there's something special about us that'd make cloning us impossible. I don't see what that special thing is. You know what I mean? Animals have their own language. Animals have their own everything. So if we can clone an animal and use them for meat, for them to breed with other animals, all that, there's no reason that a viable human clone is not been done yet. And it's not because for science reasons; it's for just because they can.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the movie The Island with Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson?
I have heard of the film. I refuse to watch it on principles.
Why?
The Scarlett Johansson thought she really needed to go topless in that movie, and the director said it didn't fit the film.
Okay, I was wondering where you're going to go with that. I didn't realize that was the case, and now I'm pissed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. Wow. I didn't realize that. And of course, hey, Scarlett, of course it didn't fit the film. We just wanted to see it. That's all.
She just wanted to be out there. Of course it didn't fit the film.
Good God.
But also, though, I have seen the movie. I was just being funny. But it's been a long time. Didn't they find out they were just clones for
rich people, for their organs and shit?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that sounds like pretty. I mean, how would you feel, Matt, if they said, "Look, we can clone you. We'll keep the guy on ice in case you need parts." How would that make you feel? Would you do it?
I wouldn't feel right about it, to be honest.
Not me. Clone that son of a bitch and put him on ice in case anything goes wrong with me because I like life. I don't know. There's some ethical things there, though.
Yeah,
you know?
like really questioning my friendship with you right now, especially after the fucking playoff.
Oh man,
I do love the fact that we both lost our shit as soon as you hit play on that video.
That was hilarious.
That Arnold's in. Cloning that Arnold's in. I know there's the
There's twins with Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah, that was cloning.
I think that is
that
that
was
cloning?
they were genetically engineered. He was the clone of all the best attributes of all the scientists involved.
Okay.
And then Danny DeVito was the leftover stuff. Dude, I'm telling you, that's the plot. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know. Ethically, I just said earlier that I think clones have souls. So, I mean, ethically, oh gosh, I don't know.
I mean, what would you want to meet your clone that you were going to harvest the organs out of? Like, hey, buddy. So, fun fact, I'm the original, and I need that kidney. So, let's go.
I mean, it would definitely be tough because I'm like, if they had my clone and it was exactly like me, I'd be like, could you at least made him like less fat? Like I would have just started docking him for all the shit that I think is wrong with me. And I'm like, could we, do something about that receding hairline that's been that way since I was 8? Like, there's a lot of shit that I'd be like, I mean, if you're gonna clone me, at least do some improvements. You know what I mean?
He was a pilot. What the fuck movie is he talking about?
It was a much later movie. He was a pilot. Arnold
and cloning. Hold on, now I'm curious.
Sixth Day? Is that what you're talking about?
Is that a cloning movie? I thought that was like a...
Yes. Actually, yes. I haven't seen that movie in years. Yeah, it's been about 20 years since I've seen it because it came out in 2000. Yeah. It's a science fiction film where Arnold is illegally cloned.
Terry Crews is in it?
I guess so. His acting debut. Interesting. And he's a pilot. And he is in fact a pilot. The Sixth Day.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, we solved the mystery here on Talking Paranormal. Imagine that.
Boom.
I mean, if they can clone a full human, I imagine that they can just clone, parts. Whether that's ethical or not is.
Well, I mean, that was really. I mean, because they tried to say stem cell research was problematic. Hey, Lance, get to feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, Lance. We'll see you later, buddy.
But for real, they try to say stem cell research was problematic. But I mean, it's been proven to help stroke patients recover full functionality.
Interesting. I didn't have a problem with stem cell research, with the exception of how maybe some of those stem cells were obtained. I don't like the fact that fetuses were used and things like that, and aborted fetuses.
I'll agree with you there. So the research I followed, they obtained their stem cells from umbilical cords.
Okay. Yeah, no, for sure. I know there was talk with my wife and I if we were going to donate the umbilical cord to science and stuff when we had our daughter. That I'm okay with that kind of stuff, but there is that conspiracy, which I think is true, that some of these aborted fetuses are being used.
Yeah.
For nefarious purposes, and I don't agree with that at all.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah, that's some evil shit. But as far as the celebrity stuff goes, do we think they are cloning celebrities or have cloned? Do you think there has been a celebrity cloned?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Do you have one in mind?
Off the top of my head right now, not one in particular.
Mhm.
But I do believe it's probably been done. I mean, in all honesty, Robert Downey Jr. is a great candidate.
Mhm.
Like, you gotta look at, like, what if they had somebody that had a promising future, but they got tore up in a bunch of shit, and then all of a sudden they have a resurgence in a career where they're like, "Hey, I messed up in the past, but like I'm now this
Yeah.
goofy oddball that loves his adopted pets and starred in the biggest movie franchise of all, and kickstart the biggest franchise of all time."
Yeah. I can say that I believe it has been done. To what extent, I don't know. Do I believe that celebrities have been cloned? That's a tough one because part of me wants to say yes, of course.
Well, I mean, think about the number of celebrities that survive like near-death experiences.
Yeah.
Like Jeremy Renner had a
That
snowplow run him over, and he's already up walking around.
Yeah, he's on them good stem cells.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm sure guys like Mickey Rourke are like, man, I wish that shit was more prevalent when I was younger, so I didn't get
Oh
all
man,
fucked up.
good old Mickey Rourke.
I don't know. I don't know if. Let me put it to you this way. I believe that cases like Paul McCartney, that could definitely be a situation where there's this up and coming band and they're about to take over the world and one of them dies and it's like, shit, what are we going to do now? And they're like, we got to get a stand-in, so they get a
Yeah,
stand-in.
exactly.
Same
Like, hey,
thing.
this went horribly wrong.
Yeah, same thing with Avril Lavigne. Could be like she's, her career's starting to surge and then all of a sudden, she offs herself and then, all right, well, let's bring in the double because we got a lot of money sitting on the table. What are we going to do here? So I could see that happening now. Are they cloning them? Like Eminem is another one that they say the real Eminem is gone, and this guy claiming to be Eminem is a clone. I don't know if I believe that. But the Joe Biden thing, I don't think he's been cloned. I think they just found a guy who looked somewhat like Joe Biden.
Yeah. I will agree there. I mean, so like, man, I'm gonna agree. So I think you are right on the fact that, like I said, I do believe human cloning is going on.
Oh, yeah,
Are they cloning celebrities? I think it's been done. I really do, just because they can. But to what Bicentennial, man, that's not cloning. That was a robot. That's a robot they put skin over. So it's hard to say, man. You know what I mean?
Why don't they clone anybody that's awesome? Like Robin Williams. Like clone that guy. He was funny.
But the problem is you can't guarantee it'll be the same person.
That's true.
So you gotta clone the wet bag, the wet blanket, the stick in the mud.
Yeah. I don't know. It's hard for me to sit here and say, yeah, they definitely have cloned celebrities because I'm like, I don't know if those types of resources would be used for something like that. Now, maybe a president or something like that, maybe.
But you gotta think about how much money some of these celebrities on like their music or their movies, how much money is getting cranked out and churned.
That's true. Well, as far as like, I don't know how long it's been happening because if you could clone, why would you not off JFK behind closed doors, have his clone ready, MK Ultra the clone, so he reverts and
no, they
plays
didn't have
ball.
they didn't have the. I mean, I'd like to think they didn't have. I
Yeah.
don't think they had the technology then.
Yeah. Even then, if they could clone Trump and like make him play ball with them, you know what I mean?
Bro, well, here's the thing though. Like, you couldn't successfully clone Trump and then have him switch teams all of a sudden, and people go along with it.
That's true.
I mean, they fought too hard against him, and he fought too hard against. Yeah. They fought too hard against him. he fought too hard against them for it to be even remotely believable. Trump come out and be like, listen, we got a deal. We came to a deal. It's a good deal. It's a good deal. Nope, it wouldn't happen, man. Nobody'd buy it.
I've come to my senses.
Yeah, nope, not a single red voting American would buy that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I just don't think if human cloning was possible, I just don't. I mean, the money thing, I see that playing a role.
Yeah.
And I know that there has been body doubles. I mean,
for sure.
I think that, especially of politicians and stuff, I'm sure they've had body doubles. I know that the Queen had a body double. Saddam Hussein had a body double. You know what I mean? I'm sure Osama had a body double.
Saddam Hussein had like body quadruples. I mean,
yeah. I mean, let's find a chubby Iranian with a big mustache. Not too hard to find. You know what I mean? Gosh.
Oh man, and we're canceled.
I'll never forget when they pulled him out of that rat hole and he looked like absolute shit. It's like, damn, dude. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and say I don't think that any celebrities have actually been cloned, but I do believe that there have been body doubles. Have they been used after the celebrity has died? I'm not sure. 1,000% maybe. 1,000% maybe. I'll go with that. Which is like, aside from Bigfoot, most of what I'll be saying is 1,000% maybe. Ghosts, Bigfoot, UFOs. Like if you ask me, hey Chris, do you think UFOs are piloted by aliens? I'd say 1,000% maybe. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if they're aliens, but I think that's where I stand on it.
Yeah.
So, is the technology out there? I think it is. Absolutely. If they can clone animals, they can clone humans for sure. 100%.
I mean, we're not special. Like I wish human beings as a group would get over that. We're not special. Like they're even teaching dogs to drive right now. So I mean, get the fuck over yourself, okay?
You don't think human beings are special, Matt?
Not really. I think we suck.
I definitely think we suck. I think we have the potential to do great things.
Bro, I can tell you right now, I'd rather kick it in my garage with a couple of buddies and my fucking bulldog than ever go to a car show.
Your bulldog's a dickhead, though.
My bulldog is a dickhead, but I love that little asshole. Chris tried to meet my bulldog. I
tried, dude. He was a great. I've never met a bulldog. I didn't not like that. I was like, they're usually all really cool, and your dog wanted to bite my face off.
Yeah, and the crazy part is, dude, I can tell you right now, he's inside, probably cuddled up with my wife on the couch, snoring like nothing. That's not a problem in the world. But heaven forbid somebody he doesn't know show up at the house.
Has he always been a dick, or did like something trigger him?
Man, we think at our old house, we think the neighbor fucked with him and just made him distrust strangers. Because really, if my father-in-law comes over, he tries to be a dick to my father-in-law, and my father-in-law just ignores him.
Okay.
Because I mean, he doesn't really try to bite anybody; he just butts them with his face. But since their jaw sticks out, he's hitting you with teeth, but he's not biting.
Has he ever bitten anybody?
I think he tagged me once or twice when we were fucking around.
Oh, okay.
But like never. But no, he's never maliciously bit somebody.
I'm going to, when we do our Arkansas vacation, and Bristy and I come out there with the kid.
Make it the last fucking day, because I don't feel like ruining the whole trip.
Oh no!
Get bit by my dog on the first day.
Oh, I'm not going to get bit at all. I'm going to throw Bristy to the wolves. I'm going to say, "Oh, look at the bulldog." She thinks she's the fucking bulldog whisperer or something. And I'm going to prove that wrong. I hope she's hearing this right now.
Bro, we got to get that planned out. So
we do. I got some vacation time, so we need to. I would like it to be this year. She actually just talked to me about that today, so we'll have to figure that out.
Let me know. We'll I'll put in some time. The wife will put in some time. We'll make sure we're both off, and we'll do some cool shit
for sure. Before we close this episode off, I know that we've been talking about possibly going to some haunted locations. Right?
Yeah.
Somebody emailed us, and we very rarely get emails from listeners, but she gave me a link to a website that has a lot of good compilation videos, like with the type of shit we're into. Like The categories are scary videos, scary photos, monsters and cryptids, mysteries, ghosts, haunted places, time travel, creepypasta, UFOs, and aliens. And I was looking through it a little bit, and I saw haunted Airbnbs. And I was like,
oh,
that might be interesting because it's less known. Like, these places are less known, so it might be more interesting to check out a haunted Airbnb. And it might be less less costly, let's be honest.
yeah.
So I think we should look into that a little bit.
Just so everybody knows, this is the fucking demon Chris was talking about.
He's, like I said, I've never met a bulldog I didn't like. And it's not that I didn't like Bowser. I just didn't get a chance to really meet him because he just looked like he was like, let me at this brown piece of shit. Like, he was after me. Dude.
Why does he got to be racist?
Because he's white. He's white and he's big. It looked to me like, was your neighbor like brown that was fucking with him?
No.
Oh, okay. All right then.
Oh no.
I've heard that story 1,000 times. Yeah, we had an old neighbor. Yeah, this brown guy is fucking with the dog, and I was like, no wonder he hates me. Like, okay.
Nope, he's just an asshole.
Like I said, my wife, she's a bulldog whisperer, so we'll see if she has the ability.
Yeah, we're still saving it for the last day because last thing I want is your wife to get bit by the dog on the first day, and then back, we're never moving here.
Oh boy. But yeah, going back to the clones and doppelgangers. Of course, everybody's got a doppelganger, I would imagine. The fact that Peter Dinklage has a doppelganger from the past, you know, how often are you going to find two little people that look exactly alike? You know, certainly they have, you know, features that, you know, are kind of across the spectrum. But
yeah.
I don't know. I was surprised to see that one because I was like, wow, I look a lot
wow,
alike.
that one is dead on.
Something tells me that with a lot of those doppelganger videos and pictures, I think maybe some Asian people might have gotten pissed because everybody says they look alike. And I think they put them together like, hey, fuckers. Like, you guys look alike too. I don't know.
I will say that. I mean, of course we all look alike.
But I don't know. It's such a weird thing. Like I said, I'm all on board about the stand-ins and body doubles and shit. I think that happens with celebrities a lot. I wonder how many times it's happened where they're like the celebrity sick and maybe they have like an appearance or something they got to do. So they're like, all right, we got to pull in the body double. You know what I mean?
Bro, I wish they would have pulled that with Chadwick Boseman. They could have used him in Black Panther too.
I haven't seen it.
You know what? Okay, I'm talking shit, but it was actually, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was a good film.
How did they off him? Or was he just
You gotta watch it.
Okay.
I don't, unless you specifically tell me you don't mind spoilers, I ain't saying shit.
I don't mind spoilers, but I guess I'll watch it. Can I be honest with you? I didn't even make it through the first one.
Man, I enjoyed them both. I really did.
I didn't have a problem with it. It's just after a while, I'm just like, shit, man, how many of these are there going to be? You know what
I mean, like, I'm not going to lie. I agree with Chris Hemsworth. He said he's not doing another Thor movie until they drastically change his character again.
Really?
He's tired of the Tiki guy's style. He's like, Goofy Thor was fun once, but he's like, no, we need to like actually grow the character.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I get the vibe that they're trying to turn those into like comedies in a way, like action comedies.
Well, that's the problem Chris Hemsworth had with the last Thor outing was it was too goofy.
Yeah, the one-liners, I'm like, okay, enough. But I don't know. They're good movies. I don't know. I don't think I gave Black Panther enough of a chance because it's also like, you know, if you catch me on the wrong day, I'm probably going to pass out no matter what, even if it's a good movie. Yeah. So if I pass out, I don't know when I'm going to get back another 2 hours of my life to watch it. You know what I mean?
Only problem I had with the movie was they kept calling the token white guy of the movie colonizer.
That is probably the most insulting.
And I'm just sitting here like, What if this was like flipped? You know what I mean? What if it was flipped? And they're like, "Oh, look at this," and then they're like, "Oh my god," you know what I mean? Like it drives home the point that you can't be racist to white people. No matter what you say to them, it's fine.
Colonizer, that's funny.
They're like, "How about this? A colonizer in chains. Now I've seen everything. Get the fuck over yourselves right now."
That's funny. It's almost no, we won't go there. Never mind.
Yeah, we're live.
All right, guys. We've gone an hour. We talked about cloning. We talked about doppelgangers. I don't know what we're going to talk about on the next episode, dude. Oh, let's talk about this really quick. Did you hear about this shit getting...
You went to shit as soon as you got excited about that, so it must be a real problem.
Oh, yeah, the government's listening right now. Did you hear about that shit getting shot down above Alaska?
Yeah, I did.
What are your thoughts?
Aliens.
You think so?
No, it was China again.
You think it was China again?
Sorry, we got away with it so many times. Well, have you heard that apparently 3 of them went over the United States when Trump was in office? And the military chose not to tell him because he was so reactive?
You damn right. They never told me.
Yeah,
I would have shot him down.
That's been coming out. They said he's so reactive and problematic that they chose not to tell him about him.
I would be pissed if I was president and they didn't tell me that shit. Wow.
Have you been following the Senate hearings for all the Twitter execs?
No.
Absolute goldmine of just them getting torched.
Really?
One guy on the committee even said, "Don't worry, this is bad now, but the arrests are coming soon."
So give me a breakdown of what's going on. What are they getting torched for?
These are the Twitter execs that got caught dipping with the FBI to block posts. The FBI paid them like $3.4 billion to block accounts and to censor posts about Hunter Biden's laptop and the president and other conservative politicians.
So why would they go to jail though? Because it's a private company and they can censor what they want, can't they?
No, because there was a law that got passed that you cannot block a political figure from speaking to their constituents, and the fact that they helped, what's what I'm looking for here, that they helped block information that would affect the outcome of the election. They're going down. They are going down for collusion, interfering with the election, and all kinds of stuff. Man, I will send you some of the TikToks I've seen of the committee just ripping these people to shreds.
Really?
They're like, "Are you a doctor?" No. Then why did you block this medical expert's opinion on Twitter? Well, we have a safety guideline and we felt it was misinformation. The lady goes, "Well, if you're not a doctor and this person's a medical expert, what made you feel qualified to determine that it was misleading information?"
Wow.
Dude,
and that, in relation to COVID?
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then they're also doing that Senate hearing as well about digging into how long we've been funding China to research the coronavirus. Come to find out, we've been doing it for a while through multiple shell corporations.
Oh man. Wow, shit's getting real. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I wonder how much Elon's just like
one of the ladies actually said, "Thank God for Elon Musk and him releasing all these Twitter files."
Are these all Republicans that are questioning these people?
No, there's some Democrats on the panels.
Really? That's great.
But it's and they were talking about how this isn't. One lady said this isn't a Republican issue. This isn't a Democrat issue. This is an American people issue.
Love it. I love it. Wow.
But I mean, Musk, he didn't take Twitter to. He didn't take it to make money. He just took it. Like I said, I can't decide if Musk is a Bond villain or a fucking real life Iron Man. But
yeah, I'm on the fence myself.
I can't decide. But I mean, good on him for what he did with Twitter.
Yeah, he asked me skeptical when he's not. Well, now that I think, I never thought about that angle, because he says he doesn't believe in aliens, and I'm like, how could you not, unless you knew some shit?
I mean, he does have one of the largest private contracts with NASA.
Could you imagine if he blows the doors open on NASA and it's like, we never went to the fucking moon?
Oh man.
Come on, Elon. Come on, baby. Give me the truth. Oh man. He could become the most loved man on earth if he just fucking did the right shit. And I think he's on the way, but he could easily go far the other way. So we'll see.
We'll see, man. Like I said, it's in the air right now. He's either a Bond villain or...
Man, now you got me interested in these hearings.
Bro, you need to dig into it, because like they're spitting straight fire at these people.
This is good shit. And these are just Twitter execs, like, fuck.
Oh yeah, no, these are like the people that like were in charge of banning, like, shadow banning accounts and stuff. And one lady was like, she was like, "Are you the one that reviewed my account and banned it? Shadow banned me?" And he goes, "Not to the best of my knowledge." She goes, "Really? Because here's an email." She goes, "It all came to you to approve or deny." And he's just sitting there. And then another one was like, he was like, the guy puts up a banner and he goes, "Here's the links to posts that the FBI sent to you guys to review." And it says, the Biden campaign. They go, "The Biden campaign sent these to you guys to review." And they go, and he goes, "Do you know anything about this?" And he goes, "No." And he goes, "Really?" It says, "From Biden campaign, please review." It was from the FBI. So the Biden campaign was using the FBI to talk to Twitter. And he kept pushing him. Then the guy goofs. The guy slips and he goes, "Well, it had nude Hunter Biden, and it was posted against his will." And the guy goes, "How do you know what's on this if they're just links?" It was just links. There's nothing. He goes, if you didn't see this, how do you know what these are about?" And the guy's just sitting there like,
shit. Oh man, his asshole's all puckered and his dick's about that big because he's getting roasted over the fire.
Bro, they are on their ass.
Oh my god, I can't wait to see this.
I'm telling you, I think it's like the Twitter hearing.
I'm happy because there's so many people that put faith in what goes on the platform. And when you have legitimate doctors, like you can't have a batch of doctors that believe in whatever and another batch that believe in whatever, and then say, well, this batch of doctors is right and this batch of doctors is wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, how about you let the people determine what they think? But if they're saying, "Oh yeah, that's all disinformation," you know how many people are dumb enough to just believe whatever Twitter or Facebook says? Shit. Man.
Dude, it's scary. It's scary.
I just want people to wake up, dude. Think for yourself, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
that's my problem.
Attention. That's all I'm saying. Is just pay attention a little bit.
Yeah.
Make your own opinion.
Yeah, make your own opinion. You're sitting there listening to these people on the fucking news or the shit you see on social media because this person has a blue check mark by their name. It's like, come on. Are you that dumb?
Speaking of shows.
Okay.
Have you watched The Last of Us yet?
No, my wife and I were talking about that today. Is it good?
It's one of the scariest shows I've ever watched.
Are you serious?
The science behind it terrifies me because it's accurate science.
All right. That's it. I'm gonna have to watch it. Okay. Well, I think that's it for us tonight, Matt. What do you think?
I think we're good.
Let's talk behind the scenes a little bit and figure out what we're gonna do next week.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. As usual, 1000% maybe. Anything's possible. And we all know what you don't do in a portal.
Next week, we'll go over a little bit of the science I'm talking about when I talk about it with Chris here in a minute.
Yeah, 100%. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.